Hello and welcome to the Grueling Truth. I'm Joe Spillman, and this is the Grueling Truth's top 5 best bets for the All Star Race at Texas Motor Speedway. Kurt Busch and 2311 Racing got their first win of the 2022 season this past weekend at Kansas Speedway. Kurt Busch, who has always sort of played second fiddle to his brother, has had a great career in his own right and has now cemented himself in 2311 Racing into the NASCAR postseason. It appears 2311 team owners Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin certainly made the right call by bringing Kurt Busch on board. This week, NASCAR takes a break from its normal competition to hold its annual All-Star Race. This year's All-Star Race takes Speedway, which has historically been one of the most boring tracks on the NASCAR circuit. If you do not know, the All-Star Race is not a typical race. Only drivers who have won in 2021 and 2022 are automatically qualified for. There will be 2 20-lap qualifying races for drivers who are unqualified to attempt to qualify for this Sunday's race. This week's top 5 are going to consist of drivers who have already qualified for the All-Star Race and have a large payout for a win. With all the gimmicks that take place during the All-Star Race, it is a race that any driver can truly win. So let's get into the top 5. And our first driver this week for our top 5 is going to be Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch is coming off of his first win again in 2022. And what makes Kurt a good bet for the All-Star Race is his plus 2,500 odds. Kurt has proven consistently every year he can win races and is a quality driver. At plus 2,500 odds, a $10 bet would pay out $260. That is a huge reward for a relatively low investment. I will personally be betting $20 on Kurt this weekend. Our next driver that makes the top 5 this week for the All-Star Race is Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe is a driver who has proven that he has some huge potential. And he has already qualified for the All-Star Race with a win this season. What I like about Chase Briscoe for the All-Star Race is the potential for him to provide somebody that is willing to bet on him a huge payout. Briscoe currently has plus 4,000 odds to win, which means a $10 bet on him would pay out $410. Our next driver for this week's top 5 is Aric Almirola. Amarella is not a driver that has made it into the top 5 best bets yet this season. However, for the All-Star Race, anything can happen. Also, Almirola has astronomical odds to win the race, which means you can win a huge payout on a very small wager. Currently, Almirola is plus 10,000 to win the race. So a $10 bet on Almirola is going to pay out over $1,000. It's going to pay out $1,010. I think the reward of a $1,000 payout far outweighs the risk of a $10 bet for someone who has already qualified for this race. And much like Almirola, we're going to move on to our next driver of A.J. Allmendinger. Now, A.J. Allmendinger has also qualified for the All-Star Race with one. And again, much like Almirola, he has plus 10,000 odds to win the race. I will take those odds in an All-Star Race any day of the week. With the huge payout an Allmendinger win will bring, it is hard to pass up on a chance to win $1,000 on a $10,000 bet, especially when those odds are better than your typical scratch-off lottery ticket. And again, moving into our last driver this week, it's going to be Michael McDowell. And McDowell is absolutely a bet that I will be making this Sunday for the All-Star Race. Not a driver I typically consider to be in the midst of any competitiveness throughout the season, especially this year. However, he won the Daytona 500 last year, qualifying him for this Sunday's All-Star Race. And his odds are off the chart. He is plus 50,000 to win. The reward is just too great to pass up for this All-Star Race. A $10 bet on McDowell would pay out $5,010. If he can find a way to win the race and you happen to place a small wager on him, you're going to be very happy. Now, I know personally I'll be placing a $40 wager on DraftKings for McDowell this Sunday. And I can only hope that he wins that race or this race this Sunday. So this has been the Grueling Truth Top 5 Best Bets for the NASCAR All Star Race this Sunday at Texas Motor Speedway. Don't forget to catch Steve Risley, myself, and Ryan Peters on the Grueling Truth NASCAR Show Wednesdays at 7 p.m. We recap all the action from the previous race, and we also give you our picks for the next race. Tomorrow night, Friday, Steve Risley and I will be holding a Indianapolis 500 qualifying preview, which we will give you our picks on who we think has the best chances to qualify on the pole for the Indianapolis 500, and we will be bringing you 2 Indianapolis 500 shows next week, along with our typical NASCAR show. So we will see you then, and thanks for tuning in to the Top 5 Best Bets. Again, I want to remind you that the Grueling Truth is powered by betting.net. Betting.net is your best bet for finding an online casino or sports book that's right for you.